welcome to Plant Biology here at NICC. This is an online course, and hopefully you will gain a better understanding of plants, how plants interact with the environment, how humans interact with plants, and how plants have changed over time throughout the course of this semester. My name is Matt Simon. I'll be your instructor for this course. I've taught this course a number of times already in this format. I also teach general biology, environmental science, courses like that, face-to-face and online here at NICC. Plants are an important component of our ecosystems, and they're a subject that I find fascinating. I've worked with plants in research that I've done in the past. In graduate school, I looked at how invasive species and wetlands influence communities, plant communities, and what those changes mean. I've looked at how plant communities can be used in a restoration setting, in mining situations, in both research and practical applications. And the reality is that everybody interacts with plants almost on a daily basis, whether they really notice it or not. Plants are an integral part of the world around us. In this course, we're going to start out looking at basic fundamentals of science. We're going to work on some very basic chemistry. That's really just to give everybody sort of a base understanding of what sorts of things we're going to cover throughout this semester. It's by no means comprehensive chemistry or anything like that, but just real fundamental basics. We'll move into cell biology, and we'll be looking specifically at plant cells since this is a plant biology course. And then we're going to be looking at plant structures, roots, stems, leaves, fruits, things like that. We'll be looking at soils and how soils interact with plants. The interaction of plants and soils is a fascinating topic. If you're interested in any sort of agricultural field, you're very acutely aware that soils are really important for how plants interact with the world. We'll be looking at how plants generate and utilize energy, primarily through photosynthesis. We'll look at how plants grow, what sorts of basic hormones they use, what sorts of environmental stimuli they respond to. Plants are not simply static organisms in the world around them. They interact very closely with the world around them. We'll look at plant reproduction, both sorts of natural processes of reproduction for plants and human-generated, anthropogenic sorts of ways that humans reproduce plants, because sometimes those things are different. We'll be looking at genetics and how humans have fundamentally changed the genetics of some plants and how we are using genetic tools to modify or improve plants for better human use. We'll be looking at systematics, which is the scientific organizational structure that we use to describe different types of plants, and we'll be going through the major types of plants in the world. So we'll be going through these true plant systematics, looking at, say, things like seedless plants, gymnosperms, which would be things like pine trees, and then the true flowering plants, angiosperms. At the end of the semester, we'll be touching on topics of ecology and really sort of how plants play a role in broader environments as well. So we're covering a lot of material, and this course moves pretty quickly. Make sure that you're keeping up with the reading as assigned in the textbooks. The textbooks are linked, and they are OER textbooks, so they're all online. If you have any questions on the reading, please feel free to email me or drop those questions into discussion forums. That's what those discussion forums are really for. Not just discussing the discussion topic at hand, which is also what they're for, but also they're a forum for you as students to interact with both me and your peers to try and clarify some of the questions that you may have as you're reading them. And again, this course material moves pretty quickly. We sort of in scope and of the class, we cover essentially 2 semesters worth of general biology that we would generally cover in 2 semesters of general biology. We cover in 1 semester of plant biology. So it moves quickly, So please stay on top of your reading so that you have good understanding of what we are talking about each week as new activities are completed, new lab activities are worked on, new writing activities, and new discussion topics. So this is a great course, I think. It provides a good basic understanding of plants and how plants interact with the world around them. And I look forward to working with all of you this semester. Again, if you have any questions, please feel free to email me. You can also call me. My extension at NICC here is 8104. Office hours are usually the best time to catch me if you're going to try and call me. And those office hours are time that I set aside for students to drop in with questions. If you would prefer to make an appointment to make sure that I'm in my office during office hours rather than, say, across the hallway working on lab prep or something like that, please feel free. Communication is critical for success, not just in this class, but in life. And so please feel free to communicate with me. I'll try and communicate back with you. I'm looking forward to this semester, and again, if you have any questions, please let me know. Have a great day.